Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. It's a Thursday afternoon as I am doing this reading. I have the cute ghost tarot on the tarot table, which is a sign for those of you who've watched me for a while that we are looking at children. And most often we look at the parkour children because they are the mysterious children that we are curious about, concerned about, very concerned about in this case, and this is why I'm doing this reading. I think the thing that most struck people who watched that Instagram, I don't know if it was a reel or a story or what it was, I can't remember, Megan frolicking in the garden, plucking fruit or tearing fruit from the shrub, watering the garden with a hose without the nozzle in the midday sun. The most concerning thing about that video was Archie, the Archie child, which we now believe is an actual Archie, and his response when she seemed to offer him the hose, like, do you want to water? Do you want to help me? Whatever she said was edited out to be caught the last kind of syllable of whatever it was she said to him, and he very tentatively said, only if you want me. And then she passed the hose to him, and he mimicked the way she was hosing, which was completely wrong, with her finger sort of making a spray instead of, as many of us have commented on endlessly, using an actual nozzle at the right time of day, and being water conscious in a drought, in a state with a almost constant drought situation going on, as I understand things in California. So it was disturbing. Many people commented, people who have been raised by narcissistic parents, particularly malignant narcissists, said that's exactly the kind of tone of voice that they would have used. Hesitant, wary, cautious, very worried about triggering kind of an angry response, worried about doing something wrong. That was the energy that people picked up. It's a kind of energy that we get constantly off the dogs around Meghan Markle as well. Their ears are down, their tails are down. They're not running around, they're not frolicking, they're not playing. They look anxious, they look worried, they look wary. Wary is the word that's coming to my mind, and the word that I'm going to use in the title of this video. And it should have been an opportunity for play, for giggling and laughing and splashing and just expressing himself and having fun in the garden, and it wasn't. So disturbing. And that's why we have the cute ghost tarot on the tarot table, and that's why we are very quick to say it's tarot for fun and entertainment. And if I experience it as disturbing, I have to say it's only my opinion, and what I can speculate might be going on in that situation. I'm reading energy, of course. I only read energy here, and there is a disclaimer in the box below. And please read it, please do your own research, form your own opinions. But as I say, this bothered me, and not only me, it's bothered a lot of people. It's caused a lot of comment, a lot of people expressing opinion based on their own experience as children of people who are potentially narcissistic. We haven't diagnosed, we are only expressing an opinion, and also from own parenting experience. So let's have a look. I'm going to do a relationship spread between Meghan Markle and Archie. He is about to be 6. And so we're going to do just a classic relationship spread. Past energy, current energy, what's really going on there, and future energy. How's this relationship going to progress as he gets older? Done my disclaimer, very important. That's the past energy, Meghan and Archie. This is the current energy, Meghan. What's between them? Why that sort of hesitance and that sort of wariness? Again, that's the word that just keeps coming to me. And again, it's the word that I would use to express the energy that I see with animals around her. And famously, of course, Thomas Markle Jr., her half-brother, unless you believe certain theories that he's not. But anyway, we go on face value. Her half-brother said shouldn't be allowed around children, shouldn't be allowed around animals. Long time ago. We got the Four of Coins, which is controlling energy, the Four of Coins. That's what it is in the Megan context. For me, this is what the energy really represents. The Four of Coins is about being in control of a situation, hanging on for dear life to what you have, your assets, your status, your children, your titles, your place in the line of succession, your mother of Princess Diana's grandchild, gives you certain kudos. Your child is in the line of succession. He is Prince Archie. It's all very important, that manners. We've heard about the manners thing. I think we got a glimpse of the manners thing there. Not excited, let me, yay, splash, giggle, run around. We got manners. Only if you want me. Controlling energy. The heart blocked in that card, the artwork of the Four of Coins, generally has a pentacle in front of the heart chakra. What matters is status, power, position, money, not love. My opinion. That's the underlying energy. And I've been reticent myself to do this reading because I knew it would be an upsetting reading. I'm already upset with that card. Let's get to it. Past energy, baby Archie. Baby Archie, relationship between Megan, the mother, shall we say the alleged mother, and Archie. Yeah. We have the Page of Blades, which is Page of Swords, generally, and it is about... It's about being cautious. That's her energy, all right. It's her energy of being wary, that word again, of criticism, of judgment, of comment, and of course all the mystery that was around the birth of baby Archie. It's not a card, it's not a maternal card, it's not an affectionate card, it's not a loving card. It's a card of being on high alert for criticism, for attacks, it's very strategic, it's very calculating. It's the absolute opposite of maternal energy, because it's so cautious, it's so calculating, it's so strategic, it's so intentional, rather than instinctive in its energy. So I would say cold relationship, I would say critical relationship, I would say, in my opinion, nannies. We know that there were nannies involved, being very critical of what nannies were doing, but not being hands-on. And we famously saw that very awkward moment. Well, we saw a few awkward moments. The first one was the terrifying one when she showed up in that green tent dress, that sort of khaki coloured tent dress at, I think it was Polo, where allegedly Chelsea Davy was there and Harry was playing, and so Megan suddenly showed up with baby Archie. Lots of people speculated it was one of those dolls. We were never quite sure. No bag, no hat, no food, it didn't know how to hold him. Everybody kept their distance. There were sort of pitying / alarmed glances, people watching. She just looked very awkward. She looked a bit cray-cray in that moment. And as I say, there was no provision for Archie. There was no giant bag of stuff that you would expect. And she was there for a couple of hours with him in that very awkward moment. And then there was the awkward baby Archie papped on Vancouver Island. It's obviously staged, in my opinion, dangling from the baby carrier. Looking very uncomfortable, very awkward, with two sort of woe-begone dogs being dragged along and her beaming at the camera. Okay, enough said. That's the Page of Blades, otherwise I'll be here all day. His energy is the Enlightenment card, which in this tarot is called the Enlightenment card. It's the Judgment card, basically. And it's an unfortunate card because judgment is about being criticized. And so it's in reverse, being harshly criticized, harshly judged. So I'm trying to avoid that energy. Actually, when I first saw the cards, I looked away, and it took me a while to actually warm up to even want to talk about them. Criticism, judgment, coldness, feeling, what I'm getting as well is not good enough, feeling like not quick enough, not fast enough, not doing well enough for her in that card, and that Judgment card in reverse. So let's move on. That's an unfortunate energy, unpleasant energy. Me just reading energy here as usual. Disclaimer all over the place on this reading. Very important that the disclaimer is pasted all over this reading. Now, Megan. Now she's using him. 3 of Sticks, and that's using him. But yeah, it's a risky venture for her using him, because 3 of Sticks, 3 of Wands is the expectation card, the waiting patiently for those ships to come in. Those ships are full of drop shipping stuff from China. That's part of this brand, as everything now that isn't ready again. But she's been waiting for her opportunity to merge her kids, to put them out there. I've seen it consistently in the energy. I've seen Harry as the obstacle. He seems no longer to be the obstacle. We're going to check that energy in the next reading. He seems to have changed his tune very recently. 3 of Sticks, waiting for your business to grow and expand and bear fruit and make money. But we have the High Priestess in reverse as well here. And the High Priestess, of course, is silence and secrets and mysteries. And the moon looks like a banana. Isn't that funny? I've never noticed that before in this card. But anyway, writing on banana. No, we don't have writing on banana, but we have High Priestess in reverse today. Secrets coming out. So she risks all kinds of things being exposed. If she goes down this route with him, this is not a relationship energy at all. This is not enjoying being with him, watching him grow, sharing those moments that are so transitory and you never have again. There's none of that. It's about the business opportunity in here. That's what the energy is telling me. But as I say, risky business for her, because if she goes down this road, and she's teasing us with it at the moment, getting closer and closer. We've heard his voice, we've seen his hand, we've seen him from the back going out the door when she had those appalling bagels, the Valentine's Day bagels. Secrets are going to come out. She's going to have to give more and more. And because of the way the world is now, where you can't hide anything and there are no secrets, stuff that she doesn't want to come out is going to come out. And I think people who maybe have sat quietly on the sidelines protecting Archie's privacy are going to think, well, if she's sticking him on Instagram, why should I protect his privacy? That's what's coming through for me. Let's look at him. Relationship with his mother, how is he? There's the Hermit, very sad little, oh dear. Sorry for the sirens going past in the background if you can hear them. The Hermit, it's not Harry in this energy. Well, it would be Harry wanting him out. Okay, 2 things. So let's do the Harry angle of this. Harry, I'm saying Harry for those of you who don't understand how the Hermit can be Harry. Major Arcana for Virgo. Harry is Virgo. Therefore, it's Harry's Major Arcana card, wanting to keep Archie out of the limelight but losing a battle over it. 5 of Blades is conflict card. It's a hollow victory card. In reverse, it's defeat. Harry defeated in this, wanting to protect Archie, wanting to keep him out of the limelight. Okay, so we have that. We also have Archie's energy, because it's about Archie being very withdrawn. And we got that in that tiny little clip, which I think shocked a lot of people. Just the fact that she showed it, because it was so weird. It was so unnatural, like the way she was watering the garden was so wrong. His response was so wrong. Instinctively we all thought, That's just wrong. And that's why I'm doing this reading. It's what is going on here? And what is going on that you have somebody who wants to be private, wants to be quiet, who's maybe anxious. I've got that energy before with him when I've read on him, wanting to be quiet, wanting to be kept out of it, not the public eye, because he's not aware that he's in the public eye, but just not wanting attention, especially not when there's a camera on him. And 5 of Blades in reverse as well, defeated. Just defeated. Energy between them. Let's move on. Got the World. And we've got the 10 of Wands. And this is the crux of the matter, is that it needs to be a success, this brand, because if it's not a success, the Parkles are done, they are finished. They are done and finished financially and as a couple, in my opinion. We're going to get there in the next reading, just quickly and briefly with Harry, and why he's going along with all of this now. So there we have it. The pressure is on. We've got the 3 of Sticks there. The hope, the expectation that the business is going to flourish and bring fruit. Then we've got the World, Major Arcana. It needs, and it follows the Judgment card, interestingly, in the Major Arcana. It needs to be a success. It has to be. This launch, this Netflix series, this whatever, it has to be a success. But oh, the burden of it. 10 of Sticks. She's at the end of her rope with this. She's frantic, which is why we are getting the little hand with the hose now, watering the garden, and the little back and the little red shirt going out the door on Valentine's Day. That's why we're getting those things. There's painful things. They're painful to see. But she's forcing the issue because she's desperate. 10 of Sticks. She's at the end of her rope because all of the financial burden is on her. I've said this repeatedly over and over. Every time I do a reading on this kind of thing, that card shows up that tells me that she is at breaking point with this, because where is the money? What is Harry doing? And, on the carpet with his PlayStation or whatever. That's what I always get for him. And so the pressure is... it's explosive, and I think that is why we have this anxious child, wary. How do I respond to this now? I've never in my life seen my mother watering the garden, let alone now being offered me to water the garden. What do I do? Don't know how to respond to this. Only if you want me. Where are we going? Megan? Oi, oi, oi. And oi, oi, oi. Archie. Megan, 5 of Coins. This is the ruin card, financial ruin. So this push to make money out of this farcical rebrand thing. Big giant flop. 5 of Coins. We know that. We see it eternally. It's also isolation. It's also being shunned. It's being left out. It's being out in the cold from the royal family. It could be out in the cold from the marriage. Big financial problems. Illness as well. There could be some kind of moment with illness, whether mental or physical, with that 5 of Coins. But in the relationship with Archie, this is her as a parent. I keep having to herd myself back to her as a parent, because this just veers off to her as a brand, as an influencer, not her as a parent. There's no her as a parent in here. Not one hint of parenting in this spread. Not one. And there's not one hint of a child in here either, just by the way, of a child's actual energy. Judgment, conflict and defeat. Burden. Feeling like a burden if Archie's energy is expressed in there. Feeling like a burden. His card as an outcome is the Devil. It's in reverse. And that's the only sign of hope in this reading. He might be liberated from her. If this is a huge big disaster and Harry goes back to the UK, to that cottage that speculation has been prepared by the Edinburghs on their estate, whatever it's called again, Backshot Park. Liberation from something extremely toxic could be coming up, because back to the parenting thing, 5 of Coins, out. This is going to be very interesting to see how this progresses. Toxic energy, I have to block the SEX word because of the censorship on this platform, but it's got nothing to do with that today. It's got to do with cutting a tie with something incredibly toxic, something that he has been tied to. This is his card, something he's been tied to for a long time that's been very toxic, very difficult. The Devil is about lies and anger and betrayal and viciousness and obsession, and the card in reverse gives me hope that at some stage he is soon, it's 5 years, just by the way, that 5 years, 5 of Coins, he's almost 6 now. There is a potential for liberation, freedom, his own freedom flight. Let's hope that these cards are true, in that extent at least. The rest of them are just terrible. That's the reading. And thank you for watching. See you on the next one.